So here we have, in our move away from PEE, we're going to model how to analyse a text. This starts off with very explicit skills of how to look at an extract and hopefully how to understand it. So we're looking at Gothic horror. We're going to look at The Pit and the Pendulum by Edgar Allan Poe. It's a very difficult text. Here we have the opening paragraphs. We want to read through this, we want to clarify, we want to ask any questions, and then we want to try and summarise to show that we've understood this. The more we practice, the more natural it becomes and the easier it will be, and your brain can spend more time working on the analysis. But to start with, we need to understand it on a word level. Actually, when we understand the extract. I was sick, sick unto death with that long agony, and when they at length unbound me and I was permitted to sit, I felt that my senses were leaving me. The sentence, the dread sentence of death, was the last of distinct accentuation which reached my ears. After that, the sound of the inquisitorial voices seemed merged in one dreamy, indeterminate hum. It conveyed to my soul the idea of revolution, perhaps from its association in fancy with the burr of a mill wheel. This only for a brief period, for presently I heard no more, yet for a while I saw. But with how terrible an exaggeration! I saw the lips of the black-robed judges. They appeared to me white, whiter than the sheet upon which I traced these words, and thin even to grotesqueness, thin with the intensity of their expression of firmness, of immovable resolution, of stern contempt of human torture. Straight away, this is a more difficult extract than we saw with Stone Cold, although it's only a little bit longer. So it's really important to start with that we clarify and we understand what we've read. For this analysis, I picked out 5 ways I would look at this. I'd look at maybe the characters involved, the setting, events, themes, keywords and phrases. I'm hoping that by using the skills you can transfer this to anything you're going to analyse, not just a Gothic piece. So I would think, what are we learning in this extract? Clarify that. And actually, what's the impact of that? How is that affecting us as a reader, affecting other characters or the narrative? If we have a little look, first of all, I would go through and colour code. If you've got coloured pencils or pens, it's a great way. Otherwise, as you can see on this slide, I've numbered them. You could go around, highlight and then number. But I think colour coding makes it nice and clear to see. So if we look first of all at character, he's saying, I was sick. Straight away, we know the guy's sick. There's a dread sentence of death over this narrator. Inquisitorial voices, so he's being accused of something or questioned. And there's something here about human torture. Again, some of these words we may need to clarify. Words like contempt, accentuation, immovable resolution. These things we want to double check before we continue, because if we don't understand it on a word level, we're going to struggle to analyse it. Here we have black-robed judges telling us about the setting, possibly a courtroom, or he's being accused of something there, as we learned earlier on. In terms of events, the sentence is being passed. So it sounds to me like, yeah, he's in the courtroom. If we look at Gothic themes, definitely this idea of sickness, of agony, of suffering, that's as Gothic as it gets. Again, the sentence, we know something's being carried out. Is this the correct sentence? Has he been falsely accused? One dreamy, indeterminate. Again, this almost fantasy. Is it real? Is it not? So we're just going to look at characters for now. This word inquisitorial, he's being accused, he's being questioned. If we think about our text to world links, this could be a violent questioning, things like the Inquisition. This could be religious based. Has he been tortured? It mentions the word torture later. So what's the impact of this as a reader? I think it's quite a dread, ominous atmosphere. It's making us question, which in turn builds tension. We want a resolution. What has the narrator done? Is he innocent? Is he guilty? We don't know. We've only got his point of view for this. Similarly, he says about being sick. What is the nature of this illness? Is it physical? Is it mental? Is it a combination of the two? We're unsure about him. Is he trustworthy? Is he sane? Are we supposed to sympathise with them? So straight away now, you can see we're going into the analysis of what these words mean, and then we can start to summarise at the end what we've learned from each, if we go back, of these sections. It takes quite a long time to do that on quite a short extract. This isn't even the full story. But again, as we practice it, we get better with these skills and we can start to improve.